Mitchell sideways in front of Prosper and going to 6 on. Amy Zucker.
Beating and banging here in the sportsman class. Still banging as we head down.
Grapple going to work there. Oh, 5 wide for a moment through 1 and 2. Back down to 4 and 3 wide off of 2. What a showing.
Because normally when he races with the Tri-State Late Models, he runs the 101. So, in that car. So he's driving his Tri-State Late Model car here tonight at Off-Road Speedway. So setting the pace is 73 of Tad Pospisil. Out of turn number 4, let's go racing. Tad Pospisil, oh, a little smoke coming out of 101 up Ben Sukup. Eric Benazdal, Travis Berkeley, Chris Johnson, Nelson Fulbright, and off the pace looks to be the 52 of Dean Wilkinson. But it's Tad Pospisil with the lead, followed by Ben Sukup, Eric Benazdal, Chris Johnson, Nelson Fulbright, Travis Berkeley. Pulled off with the 52 of Dean Wilkinson. Tad Pospisil, Ben Sukup, Eric Benazdal, Chris Johnson, Nelson Fulbright, Travis Berkeley. Tad Pospisil with about a straightaway lead on over Ben Sukup, showing a little smoke out the rear of Ben's car. Followed by Eric Benazdal, Chris Johnson, Nelson Fulbright, and Travis Berkeley. 3 laps to go for Tad Pospisil. Still more smoke rolling out of the back end of Ben Sukup's car. Getting more and more prevalent. That might be a tire rub. It definitely looks like something out of the rear end there. You don't want to rub in too long. What'll happen? You'll get a flat tire. White flags coming out. 1 to go for Tad Pospisil. They are clicking off the laps tonight. Ben Sukup, Eric Benazdal, Chris Johnson, Nelson Fulbright, Travis Berkeley. But here comes your winner in the Bad Chad 73, Tad Pospisil. Whoa, a lot of smoke that time. Ben Sukup getting a little smoke screen there in the 9 of Eric Benazdal in 3rd. Chris Johnson, Nelson Fulbright, Travis Berkeley, and Ben wastes no time pulling it off in the pits. But your winner in the Bad Chad 73, Tad Pospisil. So taking the pace to 35 of Robert Osborne. Brings the field to turn number 4. Mike says, let's go racing. Robert Osborne, Corey Dumpert, Billy Sukup, Chase Osborne, Brock Carlson, Joey Haase, Dan Lucan. It is Robert Osborne, Corey Dumpert, Billy Sukup, Chase Osborne, Joey Haase, Brock Carlson, Dan Lucan. Robert Osborne with the lead, chasing him down in that 2nd spot. It is Corey Dumpert. Chase Osborne now clears Billy Sukup for 3rd. Here comes Joey Haase looking to the inside of Billy Sukup for 4th. And then it's Brock Carlson and Dan Lucan. Robert Osborne, Corey Dumpert tucked right behind him. And here comes the 14 of Chase Osborne. Corey Dumpert's about ready to be in an Osborne sandwich here. Robert Osborne, Corey Dumpert, Chase Osborne, Billy Sukup, Joey Haase. Oh, off the pace, Brock Carlson pulls it off into the infield. Look at this, Chase Osborne now looking at the inside of Corey Dumpert for a second. Oh, they touch. No harm, no foul. 2 laps up to go. Robert Osborne, Corey Dumpert, Chase Osborne, Billy Sukup, Joey Haase, Dan Lucan. Oh, Robert Osborne slid it sideways. Here comes Corey Dumper. The white's out. 1 to go. Robert Osborne, Corey Dumpert, Chase Osborne, Billy Sukup, Joey Haase, Dan Lucan. And the checker flag is going to apply for Robert Osborne. Corey Dumpert in second, Chase Osborne in third. Billy Sukup, Joey Haase, Dan Lucan. So your winner from Norfolk, driving to 35, Robert Osborne. Travis Dickinson, the Yacht 7. Now that is normally, Ryan, that's Ben Sukup's car. He drives. Travis Dickinson, that car tonight. You got Junior Cooper, Mark Lucan, Brian Molt. Let's go racing. Jim Johnson, Dylan Schmier, Travis Dickus, Junior Cooper, Greg Crone, Mark Lucan, Brian Molt. Oh, they're all over the place. Jim Johnson with the lead, followed by Dylan Schmier, Travis Dickus, Junior Cooper, Mark Lucan, Greg Crone, and Brian Molt. I tell you what, they are clicking off the... Oh, Brian Molt and Greg Crone. Crone's off the pace. He's going to pull it off into the pits. Jim Johnson, Dylan Schmier, Travis Dickus, Mark Lucan, Junior Cooper, flying Brian Molt. Jim Johnson with the lead, followed by Dylan Schmier, Travis Dickus, Mark Lucan, Junior Cooper, Brian Molt. Schmier now getting tucked up right behind the 36 of Jim Johnson. Johnson goes up high. Here comes Schmier for the lead. Johnson slid up out of the cushion. And Schmier snuck underneath and got the lead away from him. Now Dickus slips up and gives Mark Lucan third. 2 laps left to go. Dylan Schmier, Jim Johnson, Mark Lucan, Travis Dickus, Junior Cooper, Brian Molt. White flags out, 1 to go. Dylan Schmier, Jim Johnson, Mark Lucan, Travis Dickus, Junior Cooper, Brian Molt. The final heat race of the winning is going to go to Dylan Schmier. Lucan for second, Johnson third. Then it's Travis Dickus, Junior Cooper, Brian Molt. So your winner driving the 5S, that is Dylan Schmier.
We had a guy that competed at Riviera Raceway from up in there as a green. I think he was sponsored by a John Deere dealer.
There you go. Well, it looks like we got a B feature going on in the IMC hobby stocks. It looks like Kyle Schutz got the point. Nate Buck's on the inside of row number 2. We'll hold off on that, Don. While we get done with this right here, we'll our interview with Don Wyrick. And let's go racing. Joe Rosberg out there, also the 90 of Brian Harms. The 39 of Lowell Jansen. The 58T of Tanner Euling. The 7T of Jordan Euling. But leading lap number 1, it is Kyle Schutt, followed by Nate Buck, Brian Harms, Lowell Jansen, Joe Rosberg. There's some right-by bromancing going on there. I don't think Don would know anything about Rubbins racing, you know. But anyway, Kyle Schutt has the lead, followed by Nate Buck. Brian Harms, I think they're taking the top 4. That would be Joe Rosberg right now in that 4th spot. And then it is Lowell Jansen, Tanner Euling, Jordan Euling, and then TJ Milky's out there in the 77 trying his car out. But it is Kyle Schutt, Nate Buck, Brian Harms, Joe Rosberg, Lowell Jansen, then it is Tanner Euling, Jordan Euling, and then TJ Milky. Kyle Schutt with the lead, but look at this. Here comes Nate Buck. Nate Buck and Kyle Schutt, a little touch out of a turn number 4. More touching in turn number 1. Battle for the lead. Kyle Shutt, Nate Buck, Brian Harms, Joe Rosberg, Lowell Jansen, Tanner Euling, Jordan Euling. 3 laps of the go. It is Kyle Shutt, Nate Buck, Brian Harms, Joe Rosberg. Now, if they're taking the top 4 cars, you're already in a transfer. Don't want to risk it too much. Knock yourself out and not make the A feature. So 2 laps of the go. It is Kyle Shutt, Nate Buck, Joe Rosberg, Brian Harms, and it's Lowell Jansen, Tanner Euling, and Jordan Euling. White flag is coming out. 1 to go for Kyle Shutt. Nate Buck, Joe Rosberg, Brian Harms, and it's Lowell Jansen, Tanner Euling, Jordan Euling. Nate Buck once again, oh, he thought about it. Had to hit the binders. And we're coming around the checkered flag. I believe the top 4 qualifiers go to A main. That will be Kyle Shutt. Nate Buck's going to A racing. Joe Rosberg, Brian Harms, and it's Lowell Jansen, Tanner Euling, and Jordan Euling. So your top 4 is 90 of Brian Harms, the 3J of Joe Rosberg, the 56 of Nate Buck, and the 12 of Kyle Shutt. So it looks like it's going to be the out one of Junior Coover starting on the front. Outside of him, Nelson Volbright. "12 laps of distance. Let's go B feature racing." Junior Coover, Nelson Volbright, Travis Berkeley, Dean Wilkinson, Joey Haase, Greg Crone, Brock Carlson, Brian Molt, Dan Lucan. So it is Nelson Volbright, Junior Coover, Travis Berkeley, Dean Wilkinson, Junior Coover putting the harassment on the 11X of Nelson Volbright. Nelson Volbright, Junior Coover, Travis Berkeley, Dean Wilkinson. That's your top 4. On the outside looking in right now, that's Joey Haase, Greg Crone, Brian Molt, Brock Carlson, and Dan Lucan. Spinner in 2, that would be, I believe, the 49 of Brock Carlson. Oh, and once again, there it is right there. The endangered species, the implement tires get taken once again. The 20 of Greg Crone gets into them in turns 3 and 4. As look at that, Ryan. Clear skies. There's the moon right there. Not a cloud in the sky now. There you go. Setting the pace. Nelson Volbright out of 4, 9 to go. Nelson Volbright, Junior Coover, the Killer Bee number 78 of Travis Berkeley, Dean Wilkinson, Joey Haase, Brian Molt, Dan Lucan, Brock Carlson. Nelson Volbright, Junior Coover, Travis Berkeley, Dean Wilkinson, Joey Haase, Brian Molt, Dan Lucan, Brock Carlson. 7 laps to go. It is Nelson Volbright, followed by Junior Coover. And then it's Travis Berkeley, Dean Wilkinson, Joey Haase, Brian Molt, Dan Lucan, and Brock Carlson. 6 to go. Nelson Volbright, Junior Coover. Now he's being harassed by the 78 of Travis Berkeley, who slips up the track and loses ground to Junior Coover. Nelson Volbright, Junior Coover, Travis Berkeley, Dean Wilkinson, Joey Haase, Brian Molt, Dan Lucan, Brock Carlson. And we got debris over there in turn number 1. Brings out the caution. Looks like it might have come off of somebody's nose piece. The 94, oh yeah, he's missing part of his nose piece over here on the right side of the front. All right, setting the pace. The 11X Nelson Fulbright brings the field to turn number 4. And let's go back to green flag racing. Nelson Fulbright, Junior Cooper, Travis Berkeley with a big drive off of turn number 2. Dean Wilkinson, Brian Molt, Joey Haase, Dan Lucan. It's Nelson Fulbright with 5 to go, followed by Junior Cooper. Travis Berkeley, Dean Wilkinson, Brian Molt. Now look at Brian Molt trying for 4th. The final transfer on Dean Wilkinson. Joey Haase, Dan Lucan. 4 laps to go. It is Nelson Fulbright, Junior Cooper, Travis Berkeley, Dean Wilkinson, Brian Molt, Joey Haase, Dan Lucan. 3 laps to go. Nelson Fulbright, Junior Cooper, Travis Berkeley, Dean Wilkinson, Brian Molt, Joey Haase, Dan Lucan. 2 laps left to go. It is Nelson Fulbright, followed by Junior Cooper, Travis Berkeley, Dean Wilkinson putting some squeeze on him. The 11B of Brian Molt, Joey Haase, Dan Lucan. White flags coming out. 1 to go. It's Nelson Fulbright, Junior Cooper, Travis Berkeley, Dean Wilkinson, Brian Molt, Dan Lucan, Joey Haase. Oh, Lucan gets in there sideways. Gets in the Joey Haase, no harm, no foul. Checkers out for Nelson Fulbright. Junior Cooper, Travis Berkeley, Dean Wilkinson will learn to dance, and they'll dance again in the A feature.